Remember when FPS games were fast-paced, captivating, required some level of skill to make it through linear mazes of death, and even sometimes allowed you to use a chicken's butthole as a suppressor? Yes, those were good times, and luckily for us, those good times can be had again! Minus the chicken. Retro throwback FPS games are now cool again, and many developers, old and new, have sought to capitalize on the new wave public interest in the genre. But fear not! Majority of titles in development under this new era of the FPS genre are pretty damn cool, and the game we're going to talk about today is no exception. Hey dudes and dudettes, I'm Derek with GameSomniac, and today I'm going to tell you everything that we know about the upcoming retro FPS shooter Prodeus, being developed by Mike and Jason and published by Bounty Box Software Incorporated. As always, if you like our videos and you want to see more, please subscribe to the channel and click that bell to be notified whenever we upload something new. Now before we get into the game, I just want to clarify that all information featured in this video is coming straight from the official Prodeus team. Our sources include the game's official Steam page, the official website, their Kickstarter, etc. And links will be in the description below for everyone to check out and follow on their own. Now, let's get to the game itself. Prodeus. What do we know about the game? When do we know about the game? And why do we know about the game? We actually know a lot about Prodeus, but I must say, I believe the more interesting fact is what little we seemingly know about its developers, whom we actually know better than we think we thought. The game is being developed by Mike Volier and Jason Mojica, and at first glance, with no formal knowledge of the game or its dev team, one could easily assume that this is just some indie game that's only getting attention because of its similar Doom-esque similarities. Doom clone! But there's more. A lot more. Well, a little more anyway. Both Mike and Jason are proficient in the ways of FPS game development. The duo's history is proof of their expertise, with their previous works ranging from the Call of Duty series to the Doom 2016 reboot itself. So these guys aren't just fly-by-night college kids that graduated from Full Sail University with a shiny new game dev degree looking to break into the industry with a fancy-looking Doom clone. I mean, retro FPS throwback game. Oh man, I don't know where these coughing spells are coming from. No, guys and gals, these devs are heroes, true to the faith all the way. So what do we know about this game? Well, let's start with the most impressive thing. For one, we know that Prodeus is currently in pre-alpha and looks like this. Now, for all of the casual gamers out there not keen on their video game verbiage, pre-alpha is a noun that describes a program and/or application that is not feature complete and is not usually released to the public. Developers are usually still deciding on what features the program should have at this stage of software development. The game looks fucking insane, really polished, all in the right places for a pre-alpha build. The game features 2D enemy sprites that are animated front to back and side to side with 16 rotations, whereas your standard Doom/build engine games had sprites with only 8 rotations. And a feature in the game actually allows us to switch between dynamic sprite sheets and full 3D models. Now, 3D models in a low-resolution game sounds like an odd combo, but luckily, you can fix that. Prodeus actually has a resolution range of 216p to 1080p plus, and you can switch between these resolutions, making the game more pixelated or smoother based on your preference. When you look at Prodeus's current design, it really seems as though Mike and Jason put a lot of emphasis and focus in making Prodeus a game that you feel comfortable playing based on your own expectations. There are so many customizing options that really allow you to make Prodeus the most enjoyable experience it can be for you. There's even a HUD configuration allowing you to toggle between several HUD styles, including no HUD at all. Aside from making sure the visual aspects of the game are directly on par with the expectations of its players, Mike and Jason have also catered to the more dev-like gamers by integrating their level editor into the game, which can be accessed directly through the main menu. Every level has a leaderboard showing fastest times completed and 0 death runs. Like other classic first-person shooters of the time, Prodeus will have a content distribution system that will let mappers share their work with everyone, and the future goal is to allow players the ability to browse, play, and rate maps/campaigns across all platforms, not just PC, consoles included. Now I know what you're thinking.
But Derek, I've never created custom maps for a video game before. I can barely even program my VCR.
Yes, and it's sad. But lucky for you, Mike and Jason have been crafting the level editing tools so that they're easy to understand and quick to use. So get rid of those embarrassing inadequacies and go make some maps. Now, given that the computer systems are going to be the first to run the Prodeus program, I'm gonna do what I didn't do for Wrath Aeon of Ruin, and give you the minimum and maximum specs you'll need to play the game. Now, this info is coming straight from Steam, and according to Steam, the minimum specs include a Windows 7 Plus operating system, a 4-core processor, 2 or more GHz CPU, 2 GB of RAM, an NVIDIA GTX 580 or an AMD HD 7870 graphics card, DirectX version 9.0, and 4 GB of available space. Now, for the ultimate gaming experience, you're going to want a Windows 7 Plus operating system, an 8-core processor, 3 or more GHz CPU, 6 GB of RAM, an NVIDIA GTX 1050 or an AMD RX 560 graphics card, DirectX version 10, and 4 GB of available space. Now, fun fact, according to Steam, PC won't be the only computer platform able to run Prodeus. In fact, aside from the planned console release for PS4, Xbox, and Switch, Prodeus will also be available for Mac OS and Steam OS and Linux. Sorry, PC Master Race, looks like you're gonna have to share it with the rest of us peasants. Now, the specs for the other two computer platforms are exactly the same as Windows, minus the operating system. Now, obviously with Mac you'll run an OS X instead of Windows, and with Linux you can run any OS of your choosing. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. 2019 is going to be the year of the FPS revival. Prodeus is just one of many games coming out that are taking the very foundation built by the legends before them and transforming it, evolving it into this new world of FPS gaming, and I personally want to see more of it. I want this to continue for as long as it can possibly go. Prodeus is slated for early access sometime this year, targeting the PC platform first, and will feature a bunch of enemies, weapons, and a few hours of gameplay to go through, along with the level editor plus content sharing. We're expected to see a full release for Prodeus sometime in 2020 with more enemies, more weapons, more levels, multiplayer, co-op, tons of new content to map with. PS4, Xbox One, and Switch consoles are all targeted for the full release, however is not guaranteed. Now, we'd like to thank everybody for watching. Be sure to check out the official Prodeus Team YouTube channel, website, and Kickstarter page for more info on the game. Links are in the description. Be sure to let us know in the comments below what other upcoming games you'd like to see us cover, and be sure to subscribe for more video game news and entertainment right here at GameSomniac. Bye-bye!